So I know y'all been listening for a minute, and what I want y'all to understand is that our purpose for being out here is to not preach at you, right? The whole goal is that there's problems in the community, right? Can we all agree on that? There's issues, right? We look around, there's a lack of resources, a lot of places for kids to go, a lack of jobs. We can all agree on these things, right? So what we're trying to show you is that the solutions to and the answers to our community can be found in the Bible. And so how the brother was just talking about the idea of having multiple women. So let's examine. I want to look at it a little bit closer. So I want you to understand why he said what he said, right? It's easy to have 4 or 5 or 6 different women. It's easy because let's keep it real. When one sister make you mad, you just go deal with the other, right? I don't want to deal with her no more, but she get on my nerve, right? We're keeping it real, right? But think about it. I'm gonna show you the reason why that causes a problem, and not just for you, but for the entire community, all right? Think about it from this perspective. You deal with the one sister, right? You make her upset, she make you upset, you go into another one. What usually ends up happening is, in those relationships, you laying down with these women, and a lot of times, you get babies that come out of these relationships. What happens to a baby? Did you grow up with your father? So what? So you have experience then. Did you grow up with your father, sister?
In and out.
In and out. So what do you think is the result of a child growing up in a house that does not have his father present? What happens? What happens? Get out of. I would say a child get out of hand because listen, can we agree that a child performs better when a man is in the house? Do you have children? No. So think about how many times a woman will say, "Hey, the baby, you go sit down, stop crying, stop doing this," and the baby keep doing it, but then the man say, "Sit down one time, the baby shut up." It shows the power and the presence that a man has in the house. Right. So when you're going from woman to woman to woman, the only thing that's happening when he's saying that you're hoarding out these women, did you know that from the time a woman is born to the time she dies, that she's only supposed to be with one man her entire life? Did you know that? Her entire life. A woman is only supposed to be with one man. What happens is when she's laying around with all these other different men, she's taking on the spirits of those other men. It's promoting whoredom in our community. That's why we end up with these single parent households. That's why we end up with the abortion rates being so high, because now she realized, oh, well, he don't want to take care of the child in the first place. I'm just going to abort the baby. And then now that takes away from the community. The reason why our communities is in the shambles that it's in is because the decisions that we make, we're the one that's making our communities bad. Right. We get so caught up in what we don't have and the mindset of, as a matter of fact, give me Isaiah 51 and 20. I think it's Isaiah 51 and 20. Because of our lack of resources and because we don't have, or we look to the easiest thing, that's why a lot of brothers end up selling drugs. Right. It's easier for me to go sell drugs into the community rather than for me to go learn a trade and become a painter, or for me to learn how to lay down carpet or learn how to be a mechanic. It takes time, it takes discipline for me to learn how to do that, but because discipline is hard, it's easy for me to go do what's easy. Watch what the Bible says, read.
Isaiah chapter 51 verse 20. Thy sons have fainted.
Wait. So it says, the sons of the Israelites have fainted. Doesn't anybody know what it means to faint? What does it mean to faint? Fall out? Exactly. So now, let's think about it. Let's think about it in the context of us having resources in the community. So if it says that the sons are fainted, meaning that they have nothing to aspire to. All we got in these country towns is what? Football. We got football and parades, and we look to holidays, and every once in a while we might go to church. So there's nothing that's motivating us to become better. It says the sons have fainted. Read.
Thy sons have fainted. They lie at the head of all the streets.
So you know how much lack of discipline it takes for you to wake up on a Saturday morning and have absolutely nothing to do but hang out at the damn gas station? That's because we have a lack of resources. There's nothing in our community for us to aspire to. That's why we get so caught when there's nothing else to do. I visited several years ago. I went to a Walmart in Macon. And I'm not from Macon, so I asked, I said, well, what do y'all do down here for fun? The girl said, we barbecue. What do y'all do down here for fun? What do y'all do? Nothing. Yes. Hang out on the street because there's nothing else to do. So here's the question then. If there's nothing else to do, what are we going to do collectively to get ourselves out this condition so that we can not have to wake up in the morning and sit at the damn gas station with absolutely nothing to, it's cold outside. Right. So we're going to just hang out at the gas station because there's nothing else better to do and sell drugs to one another? All that's doing is promoting death in our communities. Right. If I sell drugs to you, does that show that I love you or I hate you? It means I don't give a damn about you. I don't care about your conditions. I don't care about your family because you may be somebody's father. So if I'm destroying you, that means I don't give a damn about my community. I don't care about the women. I don't care about the children. I only care about myself. Right. I don't care about nothing that makes our people better. They lie at the heads of the street, read.
They lie at the head of all streets as a wild bull in a net.
Now give me Jeremiah 9:2. It says like a wild bull. Have y'all ever seen on TV shows the people that's in the rodeo trying to catch the bulls? It says that's how our people are. You know the analogy of that is when I see you and you step on my shoe, I step on your shoe. It ain't no, my bad, bro. It was a mistake. Now you gotta die. You gotta answer because I stepped in your shoes. Who the hell does that? Nobody but black people do that. Right. No other nation of people do that nonsense but us. Right. The Bible's been trying to fix us this whole time, but the problem is, on the way here, within a 1 mile radius, I counted 8 churches. What the hell are you doing with 8 churches in a 1 mile radius? Right. Shouldn't they be out here trying to help the people instead of asking you to go to their church on a Sunday and give them $2 or $3 or $4 or $5 to do what? Do they put money back in the community? No. Clearly they don't because you got boarded up buildings down there. Bring it up. But they make millions of dollars every single year. As a matter of fact, Christianity is a billion-dollar industry. How many of you know that just recently TD Jakes just signed I think it's a $1 or $2 billion deal with Wells Fargo? How does a church get a $1 billion deal to do what with? Meanwhile, we don't have nothing to do but wake up in the morning, go stand at the damn gas station, they do absolutely nothing. When one of those 8 churches can come pour into this community, maybe give the kids some resources, maybe they need a swimming pool, maybe they need something where they can come together and then we can read the Bible and figure out how we can get ourselves out of this condition. Right. It takes a man and a woman to build a nation of people, not a man with a whole bunch of other different women spreading babies all over the country, babies all over the world. And then, like you said, you didn't grow up with your father. So think about the life that your child would live if your child is not there. It means you don't even give a damn about your children. And I'm not saying I'm not picking on you. I'm trying to paint a picture. I want y'all to understand. This is why we out here. Our whole goal is to try to bring solutions, to try to bring help to the people because the church is not going to do it. Right. They want you to come to them. We say, no, we're going to come to the highways and byways and talk to our people. But there was somebody in the Bible that had to deal with an almost similar situation. Watch this, read.
Jeremiah chapter 9, verse 2. Oh, that I had in the wilderness a lodging place of wayfaring men.
So we're talking about the prophet Jeremiah in the Bible. He says that while I was living in the wilderness, think about it. When you think about a wilderness, what do you think about? What's in the wilderness? If you had to describe, imagine maybe you're watching a movie and you're in a wilderness type area. What is it? What would you see? How is the picture? What do you see?
What club was that at?
That was admit that a lot of people don't even realize they.
I've called her. She hasn't responded. I've called her more than a few times.
But the Zulu Nation, I'm like, what the hell is this? I know nobody know what I'm talking about. You'll leave me on the island by myself. I don't know what the hell Bishop's talking about. That's what y'all do. Then after class, yeah, I knew what you were talking about. I just don't want to be caught out there. The hell is this? Get on my damn nerves. So read that again, 31.
Is it trees in the wilderness? Is it waters in the wilderness?
Trees, birds, animals.
So I would say that would be more of a jungle or a forest. When you think about the idea of a wilderness, it means that there's nothing growing, it's lacking, there is no resource. It's a wilderness, right? What the Bible talks about is a wilderness, you know what we call it today? We call it the trap. Because there's no resources. As a matter of fact, you heard the song from Future, God Bless All the Trap Niggas? You heard that song? Now, I want you to think about it for a second. Think about it. So we selling drugs to one another, meaning we don't give a damn about one another. We hate each other. But God is going to bless that? God bless all the trap niggas to do what? Sell drugs to each other? And you know what happened? We'll put it in our car and we'll beat it with the 12s and beat it with our 15s. And the sisters will be in the club dancing to it. We fighting and killing one another. Shoot you, I'm a bang, 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 bang. And they bent over dancing to it. And then we just in the club just glorifying it. All we doing is pushing murder music to ourselves. He says that while I was living in the wilderness, I wish I had a lodging place, meaning I was a place for me to rest my head, of wayfaring men. A wayfaring man is somebody that has some business about himself. Somebody that's going places. Not only does he have business, but he has ideas. He has things that can help benefit the community. He says, I wish that I was around those type of people when I lived in the hood. Read. He gonna say, why? Read.
That I might leave my people and go from them.
Wait. So remember, the idea is we want to make it out the hood, right? That's the whole goal, to make it out of our hood, to get out of our conditions. But Jeremiah said that when I was in the hood, I wish I could have met some people that could have helped me go farther. And some people where we can go build some things and do things together, because the only thing that's in the neighborhood is read.
For they be all adulterers and assembly of treacherous men.
Wait, so the only thing in the hood is just a bunch of adulterers and just treacherous men. You know how we treacherous? Because we don't give a damn about each other. We don't love each other. We don't love our families. We don't love our kids. We think that we do, but our actions say differently. It says not only are they adulterers, you know what an adulterer is? What's an adulterer? An adulterer is a man and a woman that's married and they step outside of the covenant of that marriage. Right. When you're not married, and you say that you're engaged, but until you get married, you're going to be committing fornication. Y'all need to get married. Put that thing in writing, put it in paper. The whole reason why we continue to be in the estate that we're in is because we keep choosing to disobey what God told us to do. God gives us commandments all throughout the Bible that was only specific to our people. But what we want to do is follow behind what everybody else says and what's popular. Like, for example, what was King Von popular for? He's popular because you got him on your shirt. Before he started rapping, you know what he was doing? What was he doing? So he was a murderer. You know, he spent time in jail for, he was a murderer. So, and I'm not picking on you, I'm just saying because you had a shirt on. We do things that don't even understand or realize that that's what you're promoting. So think about a younger person that's familiar with King Von and what he stood for and what he represented. And then maybe you have some influence. I don't know, y'all don't know what your stance is in the neighborhood. But if you have some influence, think about what you may not have to ever say anything out your mouth, but through your actions, that's a form of teaching. Even something as simple as down to the clothes that you choose to wear.
What is a nation?
Nation is men leading by example.